What's up, everybody? Justin here from Launch Kits. Hey, I want to give you the top 10 domain tips so you can have a great domain to launch your business. So maybe you already have a website, maybe you're trying to figure out how do I launch a smart website. One of the key factors is having a smart domain. All right, so we've helped launch over 500 entrepreneurs. And so I've been talking to people every day, all day about how do you get a smart domain for your business? Or how do I make the one I have better? Sometimes you have one and you have no traffic to your domain. There's not a lot to lose by switching domains from an SEO perspective. So here we go. Top 10 ways to get a smart domain. Here we go. Tip number 10. We'll go 10 down to 1. It doesn't have to be your LLC, okay? So it can actually be your tagline or something more creative. A lot of people think that, well, my LLC is Mary's Cookie Mixes LLC, so I need to get Mary's Cookie Mixes LLC.com or I'm going to get in trouble. Nope. It can be loveeachbite.com or chewwithasmile.com. All right. So you can have creativity there. So tip 10, don't just think on the lines of your LLC or your S Corp or your sole prop. Okay. You can have some creativity. Number 9, make sure your domain outlasts your tenure with your company. Okay. So it's a difference between saying like justinsfinancialservices.com versus strongfinancials.com. Okay. You want to make sure that when it's someday sunset or hand off or transition your business, it's not tied to Bill, Frank, Sally, Sue, in your domain. Unless, you're like the Charles Schwab and it's all about sort of you and your reputation. And that's why people will trust you for, generations to come. Number 8, um, add an adjective. This is probably my best tip of my top 10 is if you have your domain or your company that you love, but someone else has it. We call them domain squatters. We actually aren't a big fan of them. They buy domains and they wait till you say, hey, and I'm interested. And then, okay, you get the deal. But, if you think about it, people have been buying domains for 20, 30 years, 40 years now, maybe. So add an adjective ahead of your desired domain. So if it's like, um, you know, Houston Lawn Care, um, and Houston Lawn Care is taken, you could say call Houston Lawn Care, right? Put call or go or choose, um, Lancaster Painting. Well, maybe that's taken. So call lancasterpainting.com. It makes a nice thing for the side of your truck. It's a very adjective. It's like an activating.com as people even read it. So that's probably my best tip. Add a small little adjective, go financials or, you get it. Go, call, choose, um, love, such and such. Number 7, avoid plural domains. Okay. So the tip there is you'll always be saying, my parent company is Sparrow Websites. And I'm always telling people websites with an S. That way they don't blotch my email. Um, but when they search on Google, it's a little less important. Like they're gonna find you if you have a smart website. But when they email you, if you've done a lot of plural, Utah Painters Co. And you're always gonna say Painters with an S instead of Utah Painter Co. Or just try to avoid the plural. All right. Number 6, make sure it's easy to say and easy to spell. Okay. A lot of people are walking around, hey Siri, hey phone, hey Alexa, hey whatever. They're talking to their devices. So it's got to be easy to say and easy to spell. They're also telling their friends, where did you get that? Oh, I got that at such and such. And so it has to be, something that like Prometheus Solutions don't don't go there, right? Because people aren't going to spell it right. The email's not going to come through right. Or Reeling Ideas LLC. Wait, Reeling, like is this a fishing company? Like REE or is it REA or how do you spell Reeling? Okay, or sometimes people have a family last name that's hard to spell, like Seacrest, and it's like, wait, how do you spell that? So easy to say, easy to spell. That's tip 6. Tip number 5: avoid the hyphen. Okay, so if you're Bill's Seafood, it's not really a great idea to do Bill's Dash Seafood. You're going to always be telling Bill's everybody the dash, the dash, the dash. And if they forget the dash, they might land on a competitor. So try and avoid the hyphen if you can. All right. Number 4, Avoid double letters. Let's go back to Bill. Okay, Bill's Seafood, BILLSSEAFOOD. Not a great idea to have the double S there in the middle. Or Ideal Lawn Care. Did you say idea? No, ideal. IDEAL LAWN. Okay, try and avoid that double letter. It looks weird when you spell it out. It's sometimes missed, the lowercase and the capital on a business card or signage or a vehicle wrap. So avoid double letters. All right. Now, my final three. Number three, try and get a 15 character limit. Okay. What that means is, when you count all the letters in your domain, including if you put a hyphen, a hyphen, what you want is to try and get consistency as you log your Facebook URL, your LinkedIn URL, your Twitter URL. And so if you stay on that 15 character limit, again, this is just ideally, then everywhere you go on every platform, you can have the same extension, and it helps with brand consistency. If you want us to check that out, just ask us. We'll do a little checker and we'll show you everywhere where you can grab your domain as an extension on a social platform. We'll do that for free. Just ask. Number two, location helps. Okay, so if you are a company, let's just say your company Spotless Cleaners. Okay, you want to you're excited because spotlesscleaners.com is available. Well, listen, when people Google Spotless Cleaners, if that's your company name, if that's where you're trying to brand, Google's gonna understand or think rather a lot of other things. Spotless cleaners, like, are you looking for spotless cleaners? Do you have a problem with your jeans? Do you need some like different types of solutions for your washing machine? So spotlesscleaners.com, it sounds great. It's a great brand. It could be a good.com, but if you can get location, research shows you have a slight SEO advantage, a search engine optimization advantage. So if you're Spotless Cleaners and you're in Houston, I would go with houstoncleaners.com all day long before spotlesscleaners.com, because that location, when people search, oh, I'm looking for Houston Cleaners Company or Houston Spotless, or if you can put that in and it makes sense, it does tie you a little bit to a region. And if your plans are to take over the world, that will hinder you. But if you are, going to serve your 20-mile radius around your city, and there's plenty for you to do, and launch a few other franchise offices, whatever, you could even say like Texas, Texas ranchers, or we launched some in texasranchmanagers.com. So, and that was better than what he had previously. The number one tip I can give you, and not necessarily particular order, is that if you can get down to 2 words, that's going to be better than 3 words on a domain. So 1 word is actually, like, we all think the 1 word, the 6 or less character domain is amazing. It can be. You probably have to funky spell a word and try and figure it out, and people will funky misspell your emails. And I'm not a big, go die hard, pay a lot of money for a, 6, 8, 10 character single word. I'm more of a 2 word guy. Put a little adjective in front of it, right? So like, whatever your thing is, if you can put a little adjective and pay $12 for that domain instead of $5,000 to buy it from a squatter, if you can get down to 2 words, that's better than 3. So let's just say it's like holidaylightscompany.com, and you're like, oh, that's great, that's my brand. If you can just do something more like a holiday company, it doesn't have holiday lights. So if you don't want to take out a keyword in there, if holiday lights is a key search term, or like Wizard Hardscaping. So if your company's Wizard Co. Hardscaping and you're like excited because it's wizardcohardscaping.com, I would actually suggest you put that down. Go down to just wizardhardscaping.com. So if you can get down to 2, that's good. The 3-word domain, sometimes that 3rd word, the middle or that last word, gets lost. And we're a prime example of how not to do it. When we launched our company, our parent company was called, we named it the Sparrow Element, and so our domain was thesparrowelement.com. Okay, people forgot they, it was just bad. So we've learned from our mistakes. 500 and some entrepreneurs later, we're Sparrow websites, or you visit us at launchkits.com. So those are just like the top 10 suggestions we have. You might not be able to check all the boxes, but it'll help you launch your brand smarter, and hopefully you won't pay for a squatted domain, 6 figures, when you can pay $15 and get a great domain following those rules. We'll see you on the journey.